everybody. Thank you for checking out Performance Anxiety on the Pantheon Podcast Network. I'm your host, Mark, and I want to thank our sponsor, AKG, for setting us up with their Podcast Essentials Kit. The Lyra mic and headphones are the perfect way to start a podcast if you've ever considered starting your own. 13-time Offbeat Magazine Accordion Player of the Year and 2-time Grammy nominee Dwayne Dopsie jumps on the podcast. He's got Zydeco in his blood. His family created the genre. He was going to play Zydeco, and there was no backup plan. We talk about his music, playing some unusual cover songs, and the possibility of a Zydeco concept album. I still don't think he's completely sold on that yet. We disagree about whipped cream frosting, discuss him being ranked as a reason to visit New Orleans, and his being the Ric Flair of accordion. Check out the new album from Dwayne Dopsie and the Zydeco Hellraisers, Set Me Free, wherever you get new music. Follow him at Dwayne Dopsie on social media. Follow us at Performance ANX on social media. And we accept coffee at ko-fi.com/performanceanxiety. Merchandise is at performanceanx.threadless.com. Now get ready to start moving with Dwayne Dopsie on Performance Anxiety, part of the Pantheon Podcast Network.
Okay, all right. You are listening to Performance Anxiety with Dwayne Dopsie.
All right, man. Accidentally hit pause. It's been that kind of day.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Well, hey, thank you for joining me. This is going to be really cool.
Definitely.
I've been listening to the album. I love it.
Thank you.
And, I'll be 100% honest. I am not really familiar with a whole lot of Zydeco. In fact, the two biggest names in Zydeco I know are you and Corey Ledette.
No.
So,
gotcha.
Both accordion players and both guests on the podcast.
There you go.
But I will tell you what, man, between listening to you two guys, I really love it. I've really, really gotten into it. It's, I remember growing up and hearing it and thinking, oh, that sounds like old people music.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, if I don't love it now, it's just, I don't know. You guys are doing something to it that's making me happy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's the Zydeco music is very happy music. Definitely. I'm really feeling it. What I want to know is a little bit is how you get into it in the first place. Like, your family is basically Zydeco royalty. You guys, your whole family basically laid the foundation for the whole genre, right? Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Yeah. My father was one of the pioneers of this style of music, late 50s, 60s. So, he was definitely putting it down so, it could carry on. And
he played with legends like Clifton Chenier and all, right? Is it that?
Oh, yeah.
How did it, I guess the question I should ask is, how did you get into it? And to me, it's not a genre that I can see like a teenage boy really getting into, but maybe if you grew up in it, maybe it's different.
Right. Well, it's not really no different than, a guy or a girl getting into the family business if they're, goat herders or meat producers or, in the car factory. So, my family was into music, so it wasn't really hard for me. What
really got you into the accordion? Because there's a lot of different instruments that you could have chosen to play Zydeco with, but accordion, that's, again, not something I see a lot of young men gravitating towards. That's, drums, electric guitar, but you chose the accordion.
Well, accordion in Zydeco is the lead instrument, so I wanted to be the lead instrument. I didn't want to be the backup instrument.
That makes sense. How did you really start getting into playing the accordion? Was there one in the house, or is it something you asked?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. More just got into it, not just listening to my father's music, but, messing with it and playing with it, sitting on the floor trying to figure it out. And, it just kept my interest,
But you're yourself taught, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tell me how you went about teaching yourself how to play the accordion.
Watching.
studying. I would study my father's fingers. Everybody that was a great accordion player, from Clifton to my father, to people like that, I'd study their fingers and, watch their hands and, listen to the notes and in my head, just let it make sense, and distinguish each note as their own individual person.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's really a different way to look at it. I never thought of it as looking at each note as its own entity.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Did you actually record yourself or watch videos of your dad playing and then record yourself until you got it perfect? Is that
Mm-hmm.
actually how you did this?
Yeah, with the old camcorders.
So you were really dedicated even at an early age then.
Oh, no, yeah, I was. I didn't want to do nothing else. I wanted to do that.
So there was never any other option for you. It wasn't like, I'm going to go study and be a teacher or a scientist or anything. It was, you wanted to be in Zydeco bands.
Man, I was trying to get out of school.
So was I, but I went a different route.
Yeah. School is great, but it just wasn't for me. And schools, and a lot of the great musicians or sports players or even some scientists, school just wasn't for them.
So you really felt your calling early on. What were you playing with a lot of family members early on, or were you starting your bands outside of the family?
No, I started my band outside. More just I was alone from the start.
Wow! You decided to forge your own path in Zydeco.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's tremendous. So, how old were you when you really started playing with other people and gigging?
About 16, 17.
Okay, so it wasn't too long after that you actually got your current band, the Zydeco Hellraisers, together then.
Right. Well, yeah, that's when that name was formed. There's been other musicians over the years, throughout the years, but, for the last handful, 10, 12, 50 years, it's pretty much been like the same guys.
Oh, wow. That's still a pretty long stretch with the same core group of guys.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to it's hard to keep it's hard to keep like the same band because you get some guys drug problems, alcohol, or wife or girlfriend don't want them to travel. Or,
I heard that one a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it just becomes like a big issue.
So was there ever any desire to do something besides accordion for you, or did you just live and breathe accordion? I mean, was there any like, man, maybe I'll switch to the electric guitar or drums, or had it just been accordion the entire time?
Accordion entire time.
Wow. You said you have a core group of guys in the Hellraisers right now.
Mm-hmm.
So who is in the band right now? Who are those core members?
Drums, I have Percy Walker. Bass player, I have Dion Pierre. Saxophone, I have Tim McFadder.
Okay.
Guitar, I have Brandon David. And on washboard, I have Paul LaFleur.
Okay. Paul is amazing. If this is the same guy that I've been watching those videos of, he's awesome. That guy is so full of energy on the washboards. He's almost like another lead player out there.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So how did you meet these guys? How did they become the Zydeco Hellraisers? And how did you get that name? It's a great name.
Well, the name came from a fan of mine years ago when I first started, because I didn't have a name yet. It just was Dwayne Dopsie's Zydeco band. And, God watched us play one night and he said, man, y'all are really raising hell, man. Y'all some Hellraisers. And I said, you know what? I like that. So I stuck with that name. In music, you meet different guys at certain times, might be with other bands, but you tend to meet them. And, when you need a guitar player or bass player, whatever, you'll know who to call. And, I've always been lucky to, some great musicians over the years to put in the band when it's time to have somebody to be replaced or somebody can't make it. So, it's been definitely a great run.
When you started, you weren't actually playing in like bars and venues, or were you out playing out on like Bourbon Street, or how did this all kind of develop for you?
Yeah, it started 1998 is when I first got in the French Quarter in New Orleans, and I started playing.
Okay.
And yeah, I was playing at this little place called Lestrada's.
Was it just you by yourself?
No. It was me, and I was playing in a band that had, the guy wanted me to be his accordion player, but it was Tony Delafonte and friends.
Okay.
So, but he was the bass player, but he didn't sing. So I did the singing, I did the playing, and then the bar owner came up to me one night and she said, you should get your own band, because you pretty much have your own band now. And I'd been thinking about it for a while, and I went ahead and talked to the guys in the band and see what they thought about it. And everybody was like, yeah, if you make the move, we'll go ahead and come with you. Wow. So I did it and got another good bass player that I knew, Michael Alexander, and I got him on bass, and that was it. Was
singing something that you always did, or was that something that you kind of just did out of necessity?
I did it because it was necessary. Mm-hmm.
So it was, you basically spent most of your time when you were young just playing accordion, not concentrating on your singing?
Never concentrated on singing. Wow. That came late. I'm like, oh, I need to brush up on this too.
That's awesome. Because for me, I would just be like, nope, sorry, I'll do the accordion. I'm not singing. I can't. Right. I'm not doing that. But for you, just be like, yeah, I think I'll start singing. That's fantastic.
Right.
I love that. I know there are different types of accordions. So what kind of accordion are you playing? Corey Ledette was a prior guest, and he tried to teach me a little bit about the different styles of accordions, different types. Mm-hmm. But what kind do you use?
I use a professional Italian accordion. It's a diatonic accordion.
That's the one I was looking for. I couldn't remember the different types. So I was going back through your back catalog, mm-hmm. and I'm just and watching live videos, and I got to tell you, man, I'm really blown away by the different things that you do. I mean, you incorporate so many different types of music into your style, into Zydeco. And it's so unique. I mean, you've done a bunch of amazing covers, like Hey Joe and Voodoo Child, Beast of Burden. It's just. Awesome stuff. The way you play accordion, to me, it looks like a very rock and roll style of playing accordion for an instrument that isn't necessarily always associated with rock and roll.
Right.
Was that natural, or was that from playing on like Bourbon Street and having to keep the audience's attention, or are you just naturally a showman?
I think it's all of the above.
Okay.
As a natural talent, I didn't have to develop it. It was there. I just had to find it. And definitely working in the French Quarter showed me how to entertain a crowd, showed me how to read a crowd, showed me what to play, when to play, how to play it to keep people's attention, for sure. Because, especially in this day and age, unless you're doing something that's like out of the box, people's attention span is like quick. So.
Oh, absolutely. And they're all walking around with their heads in their phones.
Yeah, like you just can't be okay. You got to be great or be good, like phenomenal.
Oh yeah, and you definitely keeping everybody's attention. I've watching the live shows. I mean, you're kind of like James Brown out there. You just you're interacting with the crowd, with the band members. You just, I don't know, yelling at people. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
You're like the James Brown of Zydeco.
Yeah. I like that.
Like I said, I've been listening to some of your other albums, and there's a couple things that I've noticed. You're really good at storytelling with these songs. I absolutely love the stories you tell. Like Andrew Jones, that's one of my favorites. The lyrics are hilarious. The music is great.
I call him on the phone, he don't never answer, but he's knocking at the door when he wants a wine all the time. You know, he begging for wine, he want beer, he want money. Man, Andy, come on now, man. You know, I'm trying to help you, but your car ain't gonna run, you ain't got no insurance, and then now you're begging at Social Security. Can't breathe.
Give me what I want. I love, although I am going to disagree with you about whipped cream icing, because especially when that just comes out of the fridge, that I love that. So I'm gonna.
You like that, huh?
I like it. I'm not a big heavy icing kind of guy. Like red velvet cake, I'll take the cake. That icing's too much for me. I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm not too big on red velvet. I'm more of a, like a white almond kind of, icing.
Oh, that I can deal with. No, the worst though is when they put that fondant on it.
Yeah, no.
I hate that. That's like putting gum all over your cake. It's gross.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I like is your incorporation of so many different styles of music into Zydeco. 'Cause the accordion is such a happy sounding instrument, and it lends itself to a lot of different things. Heavy rock isn't necessarily one of them. So when I saw you doing Hey Joe, Voodoo Child, it was just incredible.
Yeah.
When you added a little reggae to it, I guess added a little reggae to the mix, it's even a more natural marriage, but it's definitely got a unique sound to it, and that's the great marriage. And for some reason, I am just blanking on which song that was.
Oh, I think it was Calling Your Name.
Yes, thank you.
In my dreams, I see your face, wondering who you are. At night when I go to sleep, I see your beauty in my mind. Am I crazy if I want you? Am I crazy if I need you? Am I crazy if I loving you?
God, you should write my notes for me, because...
I got you.
All right, so there's a few things that are really notable with your career, and I want to ask you about some of these things. You've been nominated twice for Grammys.
Yeah.
That is amazing. How does that process work? Is that something that you send in your music to get nominated, or does somebody nominate you? Do you know how that whole process works? Because I have no idea.
Yeah. The record company sends in the music.
Okay.
And people vote and on the Grammy boards and stuff like that, and see who they want to nominate, who has the best album of that year, of that time. So I've been lucky to be able to be nominated and sit in the Grammys.
That's got to be amazing. That's going to be so much fun.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. And you're also is it 13-time Offbeat winner for Best Accordion?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I can't imagine winning anything 13 times.
Yeah, no.
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm like the Ric Flair, you know.
Yeah.
So,
well, you're a big dude, man. You probably could be the Ric Flair of Zydeco.
yeah, to be the man, you got to beat the man. You know?
I think you're the man. There's no way I'm coming after you. That's for sure.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things I did see is that you're listed at number 29 on 100 reasons people come back to Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've got all kinds of stuff that's
everything.
Right there. I mean, probably you definitely rank higher than LSU football right now for sure.
Yeah.
But oh, my dog's going nuts. Somebody just came home, so my dog's going crazy. So I'm gonna kind of just wait until they come in the door before I go on with my next comment. I think they're here. He's quieted down. How did you find out about that? I'm trying to find the list because I can only imagine. I mean, are there other musicians on the list?
That I don't know. I found out about it because somebody told me about it, and they showed me, but I never looked all that. I know there's some food places, there's some restaurants. You know, I'm sure there's other musicians on there for sure.
But for me, the reasons would be things like Cafe Du Monde and right. Bourbon Street. For you to be ranked up that high, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
You got a new album out.
Yep.
Set Me Free. So I was listening to it. I listened to it again on the way home, and every time I listen to it, it gets me more and more into it. Like the song "Louisiana Girl." Who is singing on that with you?
Her name is Erica Fox.
Erica Fox, because I think that is the sexiest Zydeco song I've ever heard.
Oh, she did a phenomenal job. She did a super great job.
I met this girl right Lafayette. She was looking at me. Didn't know her name or where she's from. But you know, people around here tell me she a son of a gun. That she a Louisiana girl. I'm a Louisiana girl. I'm a Louisiana girl. I'm a Louisiana girl. She had long hair and big pretty eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she absolutely did. And let me pull up the track list because I want to talk about a couple songs in particular. I absolutely love Shake, Shake, Shake.
Yeah.
That
one is a good story.
Is that a true story? Is that a story about you, somebody you know? Can you shed some light on that?
No, you know, it's a story that I have in my head that, you know, if I lived in that time, you know, because how I wanted the song to be portrayed is like back in the 50s, back in the 60s.
Okay. Down
at the juke joint, you know, living way in the country.
Yep.
Just people going out, and I know if I was living down the road from a place that people was going, I wouldn't want to go see, you know.
Oh yeah.
So I'd probably sneak out the room and see what's happening, and people dancing, jumping, and, you know, and the guy on stage saying shake, shake, shake. You know, it's like, man.
Walking down the street, trying to see what's going on. And, you know, I see people parking their cars on the side of the road. People running in this small little shoe joint called Zydeco's. When I walked inside, they wouldn't let me in. So I had to go around the side. I was peeping in the window. I see people jumping. The people moving. Everybody had their hands up in the air. And I heard a man say on stage, he said, shake, shake, shake. Come on, shake that thing. Shake, shake, shake. Come on, shake that.
I'll tell you, that it sounds like it's a true story.
Mm-hmm.
Your songwriting is phenomenal.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
you could probably make some of these into short stories and extend it beyond the 3 to 4 minute mark and just make it actually a story in and of itself. So, okay, I just had an idea. Here's something you should do. Here's me giving you Zydeco advice. How's that? This is great. You should do maybe possibly the world's first Zydeco concept album.
Concept.
Yeah. You're like a prog rock. They've got all these concept albums where every song is a part of a bigger story.
Right. I got you.
Do the Zydeco concept album. Like your version of Rush's 2112. You're like, yeah, no, I don't think so.
I mean, hey, we could try a little bit of everything.
The world's that might the Grammys might ignore that one. Never mind.
Yeah.
So you got into Zydeco as a young kid. Where do you see Zydeco headed at this point? Do you see a lot of new blood coming into it?
Yeah, I see a lot of new blood, but they're going the complete wrong way.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, trying to mix rap and R&B with this style of music isn't going to work. Because this music is bred and brought up on how it was mixed and called Zydeco, is because it was the Creole music was mixed with the blues to make it, and Clifton Chenier gave it the name Zydeco. Before that it was called La music, and it was only a guy with an accordion and rubboard, and that's what it was. It was La music, old Creole music. But now what they're doing is taking rap lyrics, or pretty much with the sound effects and the little studio stuff to make it. I mean, really, there's not. If you listen to a lot of the music now, the new music is not even Zydeco. It's not. It's rap music, and I know some people say, "Oh, but times have changed." No, that's not true.
You're definitely more of a traditionalist then.
Yeah. Because it doesn't matter how you play blues. Blues is gonna come out blues.
Yeah.
If you play blues a little faster, you could play blues with a swing. You could play blues with a funk, but it's going to be blues,
Oh, yeah.
You can't take a gospel song and make it a reggae song. It's not going to work. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to take a shrimp and trying to make a lobster out of it, and it's not going to work.
Man.
So I don't really, I think after me and, like Corey and people like that, unless there's a godsend comes around and he's playing, and the other thing too is there's no more accordion players. Like nobody plays accordion. Everybody just holds their little instrument and plays one or two little riffs. And you can't play Zydeco on those little small, tiny squeeze boxes.
Oh, okay.
Because you really can't get nothing out of it but 8 notes.
Yeah, that's what Corey was saying.
So in order to play the blues and play Zydeco music, you have to play what we playing. It just doesn't work like that.
Well, your playing is phenomenal. It's not only just musical, it can be fast. You're basically shredding on an accordion, to use a guitar term.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Like I said before, you're a pretty big dude. Do you have to do the workouts because of the way you're playing, or is that part of your workout? Because you're just going to town on that accordion, and I can't imagine doing an entire set just squeezing an accordion and playing. It's just, I would be exhausted.
No, I don't work out, so I guess that is my workout.
So, all right. So if you want to get strong chest and biceps, play the accordion.
Play the accordion. That's it.
And play Zydeco, because you want to keep the tradition alive.
Oh yeah. And that's the reason why Zydeco is here and so popular, because of the accordion music. Accordion playing, the style, the music, the beat. And if you take that away, then what do you have? You certainly don't have Zydeco no more. It's just you're just playing.
But even though you said that there's not a lot of young people playing Zydeco, they're like you said, they're doing something else with it. is there a big audience still for Zydeco?
Playing that style of music?
Playing your style.
For my style?
Yeah, traditional style.
Yeah, because I travel. I mean, I'm probably one of the only guys that travel year round, you know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, and, you know, we play festivals. I headline a lot of festivals. I do a lot of concerts. I do a lot of things like that. I mean, that style of music that they play is only just in the Lafayette, certain parts of Lafayette, certain parts of Texas, Houston, really.
Okay.
You know, maybe the other little areas around Louisiana, like St. Martinville, Opelousas, but they can't take that style of music on the road because nobody wants to hear it. I've had festivals tell me that they don't like that style of music, so they don't invite them. And
wow,
so they can't get to that next level until they change what they're doing. And you know, I guess they figured that it's working, or it had worked. But you know, now a lot of those bands that was playing, they're not playing no more. Because there's nowhere to play, and they can't get on the road because they don't have the agents, they don't have the record company, and no matter what technology that there is, you have to have that.
That is a great point, and I think you brought up something that is really important. You know, you said that you headline festivals all over the world, and when somebody is going to a festival to hear Zydeco, they don't want to hear a hybrid of Zydeco and something else. They want to hear authentic Zydeco.
No, I mean, and Zydeco music is raw, hard playing music. You know, they don't want to hear Zydeco music with some sweet little, you know, voices or guys putting like these, like the stuff to muffle their voice to. No, I mean, you just sing. You know, that's.
And that's what I love about the song "Set Me Free" is the way you're singing on it. It is so soulful. I mean, it sounds like the good old soul singers from the 60s.
And nothing about that whole song, the CD, anything has been, you know, autocorrect. No, everything is there. Man. You know, mixed, you know, like add other stuff. No, I don't believe in that, because once you do that, then you're not yourself. You're given a facade of what you think or what you want people to think you sound like, but you don't sound like that.
Yeah.
Because if you play live shows, people are going to hear you sing.
Yeah. Well, that's what they're there for, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's why I don't get into the whole, you know, the whole style of the music that they have right now, because it's like I said, they don't have accordion players anymore.
Yeah.
And they're not playing Zydeco music, because if they was playing Zydeco music, they would be doing the same thing I'm doing right now, traveling, getting known more every day, doing things, you know, and but they're not. And you know, I think until these younger guys that's coming up realize that, they're pretty much canceling their future even before they even start.
Oh, that's terrible. Well, hopefully they're a little bit more like me, where maybe they're going to come to it a little bit later on down the road, because like I said, I did not have an appreciation for the genre until really getting to know Corey's music and your music, and really sitting down and listening to it and getting that happy feeling that Zydeco gives you.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's going to change, because you know they see one or two people, you know, doing okay, and they got the little teeny boppers following them.
Yeah.
So they're gonna follow suit. But that style of music in this area also has brought a lot of clubs being closed because of the fights. It's brought a lot of places not want to have Zydeco shows because they bring gun violence, they bring stabbings, there's been killings.
Wow.
You know, and this isn't something I'm making up. It's there. You
And
know,
that's not what Zydeco's about.
No, and that's not what Zydeco music is about. I mean, I've played probably about 5,000 shows in my lifetime.
Wow.
I've never had a fight. I've never had a stabbing, a shooting. But every time when these bands play that negative, because it's negative music, when they, you know, if you put people in a negative environment, you're going to get a negative reaction.
You are so right. That's 100% right.
And I just think what they're doing is they're trying to promote a music that's not even really the music, and is really giving the music that I love, that I grew up hearing, that my father worked so hard to put, and other musicians work so hard to make a name for, is making it sound like a dirty word.
Yeah, that's a shame, because that's not what your family wanted. That's not why they built this legacy.
No.
So did the whole lockdown last year, did that have an effect on the album? I mean, was the album recorded during that, or was it recorded before?
It was recorded at the end of last year.
Oh, wow. So you guys were able to get together and get work accomplished during this pandemic. That's awesome. When do you think you're going to be heading out on the road again so people can catch some live Zydeco?
Well, I just got back. I was in Iowa and Illinois over this weekend, and I've been traveling every weekend since the beginning of the year. So I've been doing a lot of shows.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That is great. So is there like a festival circuit that you would normally take, or is it just weekends here and there?
No, it's mostly festivals, a lot of concerts.
Okay.
Concert series, town series, stuff like that, summer series. So. And
you've made some television appearances as well. So that's, you've got an incredible career, and, this new album, I've fallen in love with it. I've just, Lafayette Boogie, that is
yeah.
Dee Dee Zydeco two-step, and you do a Guitar Slim song, The Things I Used to Do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I really thank you for keeping the tradition alive, because I'm a newcomer to Zydeco, and I'm really, really enjoying discovering everything about it. And it's so, all that's so new to me. But
yeah.
I'm really, really enjoying it.
Oh, well, thank you. So, welcome aboard.
Where can people pick up the album? How can they follow you and keep track of when you're going to be playing?
They can follow us on Instagram at Dwayne Dopsie, or our Facebook, Dwayne Dopsie and the Zydeco Hellraisers. We always posting where we going, what we doing, pick up the album here. So it's always an avenue that they can find it. Or they could go to my website, DwayneDopsie.com, and check the album out there. Get a T-shirt while you're at it. Get some leggings for your woman, So,
oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, man, thank you so much for spending part of your evening with me. I really am enjoying getting to know Zydeco and listening to you, because you've really kind of stretched it into some really interesting places, with doing some really cool covers and incorporating some really excellent genres, making just really good, fun, happy music. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.